Yo, what's up, everybody? Thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of KaneSaid. And I'm your host, Kane Bradfield. But listen, man, y'all know my slogan. The fame is free, but the grind costs. Today, I got some dogs in the house, baby. I got some dogs in the house. I got the local basketball coaches, and we're going to talk the talk today. We're going to talk about basketball. So one by one, man, introduce yourselves, man.
Blake Kraft, Troup County Tigers head basketball boys coach. Can't wait to get it going, man.
Let's do it, baby.
Ken Klinger, LaGrange Academy, both boys and girls head basketball coach.
Okay.
And you got Coach Brooks here, LaGrange High School, assistant boys basketball coach.
And also, you got some AAU involved too, though.
Yeah.
I mean, go ahead and mention that.
Got a little bit. I work with GTS, so Grind to Shine. So I'm with them, and my partner Wade, he ain't here today, but
Yeah.
I'm representing him as well.
Most definitely, man. Most definitely. So listen, man, first of all, man, listen. I want to thank y'all for coming. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I salute y'all grind as basketball coaches. So today, man, I just want to talk about, you know what I'm saying, what you guys do. Talk about your program, you know, talk about your vision for your own personal program, okay? And after that, y'all, we're gonna get a little, get a little dirty. You know what I mean? So Coach Blake, man, talk to me, man. Tell me more about you at Troup High, man, and what you stand for at Troup.
Well, I hate to go in front of the state championship. Right
All right.
I think honestly, kind of
Okay. So look, let me stop though.
We got to
follow. So back
We're
up.
all trying to get on his page.
Yeah.
We got to start with him first, man.
Well, wind it back. Come on, Kate, give me your love, baby.
All right. Well, I mean, for me, what I try to do is just develop the talent and the players we have from in our program. And my biggest thing, and winning a state championship. I appreciate Coach Blake saying that, but to me, it's still not about that. Success is being the best that you can possibly be with the talent you have and giving the effort and being the best that you can possibly be. I mean, that's always every single year. That's what I tell my kids. Just be the best you can be, and whatever happens on the scoreboard does not matter.
Yeah.
Success is just following the game plan and giving the hard work and effort to do that. What I like to do in my school is build it from the ground up. I start with a little program all the way with the elementary kids. My kindergarten kids, I'm about to have basketball camp next week.
Okay.
And we go, kindergarten through third one week and third through eighth the next week, and I'm trying to develop them. And then I have this thing called Future Warriors Hoops Leagues, and I do a 3-on-3 basketball league with just the kids in my school, and I really know that helps develop them. So that's what we try to do. And I'll let the other coaches talk about. We all got summer programs and what we're doing, and strength and conditioning, which you really help a lot. I know.
Yeah.
You train a lot of my kids and all the kids here in the community.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a big part of it now. And just working with them. I was talking with Coach Blake earlier, and we're talking about just summer basketball and playing and play dates. And one thing we both kind of agreed on, man, we don't even like that as much because the summer should be more about just individual development, getting those players individually developed to work with our system, our team program.
Okay.
So,
So man, let's piggyback that. Let's talk about the summer. So we'll get back to you, Coach. I know, you had your chance, baby.
I know.
You had your chance.
Said, you can't go in front
it's all
of the
good.
state
It's all good.
I'll get enough my time.
No, it's all good. It's all good. But no, man, I want to tap into that. But I'm gonna freeze on that. Let's go ahead and talk about your program first. Then I'm gonna go back and deal with what you just said about the summer programs.
Hey, like I said, I'm the head basketball coach at Troup County High School.
Yeah.
And when I took the job over 5 years ago, I kind of brought a slogan in: trust the process.
Okay.
And the process isn't always nice. It's not always easy. Some people are built for the process. Some people aren't built for the process. Everybody wants to talk about the grind, but when you actually have to start and actually sit down and grind, it's not fun because you have to sit there and look in the mirror and say, what am I good at? What am I not good at? Because if you truly want to get to the next level, because if you look around here right now, then how many Division I basketball players have come out of this town in the last 10 years?
Right.
I mean, one.
Right.
I mean, can y'all think of any?
That's true. Yeah.
I mean, maybe one. So
Right.
I say these guys around here got to understand if you're under 6'4", 6'5", you got to do everything perfect, going left, going right, shooting the ball. And it's what I say. So when we came in, when I took the job over 5 years ago, we put in a plan in the summer. Hey, we're going to build our individual game because if your individual game gets better, the team game gets better, and we're going to succeed. And he's talking about success, and I loved what he said. He said, hey, you don't look at the scoreboard. Well, everybody's success is a little bit different. As long as you get the best of what you can get, that'll take care of itself. If you keep sticking to the grind and keep going, that'll take care of itself. But I mean, that's the biggest part about when I say trust the process. Don't worry about that. And that's hard to get 12, 13, 14,
Yep.
16, 17-year-olds
Yep.
kids because they
Yep.
say, oh, man, we lost. Or, oh, I had 20
Right.
points, but
Right.
could you have had 30? Could you have had a double-double? What could you have had to take your team to the next level? And don't always look at that scoreboard because that scoreboard can be a very bad, crippling experience. Oh, man, I played great because we won. But you didn't.
You didn't.
You didn't get out the best out of your ability, like you were talking about
Right.
earlier. And that everybody's success is a little bit different.
I like that. So, Coach Brooks, man, I know Coach V. Hey, shout out to Coach Veal. He come make it tonight. I know you're going to speak on, your part, with LaGrange High, man. So, break it down a little bit about what's going on at LaGrange.
All right, so for the last 4 years, I've been doing ninth grade basketball. I've been the head coach for the ninth grade basketball team, and then this year I took on a new role as far as skill development. I'm the skill development guy now.
Okay.
And, the biggest thing with me is just like the other two coaches have said, getting better individually, and I pride myself on that. I've been doing skill development for a long time,
Yeah.
and that's one of the biggest things for me is just making sure our kids developing, and not just developing skill-wise, but also character. So I touch on character, I touch on mindset.
Okay.
I touch on building up your individual skills. My biggest thing is I think you should be great at what you're good at. So if you're a good shooter, you need to be a great shooter. You can't miss. And then you add an intangible into that.
Okay.
But you got to separate. You got to have a separator. And if you're a good shooter, you got to be a separator. You got to have a separator as being a good shooter. Like, you got to add an intangible. Like, if you're going to be the best shooter on the team, you got to be knocked down every time we throw it to you.
Makes sense.
And
Makes
if you're
sense.
the best driver, you got to be the best driver. You got to attack the rim. You got to be the best at that. So
Yeah.
that's what I pride myself on. You got to be good at what you're great at. Be great at what you're good at. And I also, I'll add in a little intangibles into, if I do skill development, I'm going to work with a kid who can drive. So, of course, he can already drive, but I'm going to add a little something to his game. And I feel like with development, I started in ninth grade. So I worked with one kid, Javon Brown. I worked with him. And I worked with him from ninth grade all the way into his senior year.
Okay.
And every year we just added one thing to his game. We didn't add a whole lot in the summer. We just picked one thing and then we just added that. And then he got better and better every year. So
I dig that.
that's the biggest thing with me. As far as the program, we wanna just whatever we're gonna do in the season, we wanna go ahead and get a good jump start on it now.
Yeah.
So we plan. We did a lot of play days.
Okay.
So we got a lot of games scheduled.
Okay.
But
One thing I want to kind of ask Coach Brooks, you're talking about
Yeah, yeah.
success and the different stuff, because I think high school is different, and you're coaching both high school and AAU. Like, how do you determine success for the AAU kids? Is it different from LaGrange High School for the ninth graders or even the varsity? Because I feel like it's got to be just because they at the AAU level, man. Like, I just know because I've been around it too. I used to coach the Challenge, which was sponsored by Nike, and I just know, for them, man, it was getting the gear, getting the Nike gear, and we were the elite team in Alabama. And I mean, we went down to Orlando, we went off to Seattle, Washington. But I'm saying is I just feel like in AAU tournaments, I know y'all been doing pretty good with Grind and Shine, but there's some tournaments, man, are they just so much better than you? You know what I'm saying? Like the disparity. So if you're playing a team that is so much better than you, how do you keep the kids up? You know what I'm saying? Because you might get killed, or vice versa. You might come play some teams that you're so much better than, and you don't want to just say the success was, well, we beat them. You know what I'm saying? It was like being so.
Talking about that balance type stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like for with Grind and Shine, I think it's like if we playing against a team that we're that much better than, then it's more so of running what we run, getting better at what we really want to project these guys to get recruited. We want to project these guys to do what they're gonna do in the season. So we really want to focus on those two areas. So if we playing against a team that we're better than, then we want to run our sets perfect every time, run it perfect. And then if we playing against a team that's that much better than us, then that's like a measuring stick. Like they let us know, all right, that's what we got to get to.
Right.
So
But is it still a team effort, individual effort, and you know what I'm saying? Like I guess the other big thing to me, what I saw with AAU, I'm going back, and this is like I was doing this 2012, 2013, but I know it's still the same. Is they steal from each other. There's no real commitment. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know for us, Coach Blake, that's a big deal. It's trying to build that commitment with the team and everything like that. How do you do that with AAU ball, like with grind to shine. I mean, I feel like you and Coach Wade, because I know y'all come up to my gym a lot and play. Y'all do a really good job of that. But I'm saying, is there any underlying stuff y'all do to make sure they're committed to y'all and not jumping ship and jumping teams? Because it seems like you still have everybody y'all had to begin with.
We emphasize family, man.
Yeah,
Just being a family. Like all the kids that play AAU with us, they all hang out together.
That's cool.
Outside of AAU, they still going to hang out with each other. And then you got we got like Kobe Jones and Tristan Smith. Those two, they hang out with each other. And then they go down and they get a connection down with the guys in Lynette.
Yeah.
And then you got they all together, like they all hang out with each other outside of basketball. It's like bigger than basketball with us at Grind and Shine.
That's awesome, and that's
like
what's got to be. But that's a big deal.
I like
so
that.
I was curious just to know.
Nah, that's a good question though. But let me ask you this though, B. You know what I'm saying? When you okay, as far as jumping, that coach brought something good up. You know what I'm saying now? Or do you guys allow kids to play for y'all and somebody else too, or they gotta strictly stay with y'all?
No.
Gotta be GTS.
They gotta be GTS. They gotta be locked in.
Because I was wondering that, you know what I mean? Because I know from a coach's standpoint, from a high school coach standpoint, if a kid is playing multiple AAU teams and come back to y'all, I feel they're gonna be all. I could be wrong, but I feel like mechanically or
It happens around here.
you see what I'm trying to say?
It happens. We have the beginning of, I guess it was June or end of April or whenever, end of May, whenever they had a big tournament. It was at LaGrange. It was all the different schools. There was kids I saw switch jerseys from one and would go and play on another one. But I don't know if that's as much AAU. That might be sometimes YBOA and so on. Just depending on just depending on the tournament
saying
and everything like that.
Travel period, like it can be wide. Like
But I think that goes with what you're saying. Yeah, because those kids, they're going to hear it from this coach. They're going to hear it from this coach. They're going to hear it from this coach. And then they're going to come back to us, and they got to hear it this way. And you're hoping that everybody's teaching them the right way.
Right.
And it's just like, oh, my goodness. You say, who taught you this? Oh, my AU coach taught me this. Well, why didn't they teach you this? Because this is not basketball. This looks good from where you're playing right now. But if you go and look, doing a Euro step through the lane, go watch the NBA, or go watch the NBA Eastern Conference, Western Conference.
Yeah.
There's not many people doing that. It's all 2 foot. You're 2 foot in the lane. But that's the part that kind of confuses me sometimes. And I know it confuses the kids where they go from one team to another team. And it might not happen with y'all's, that team. But it happens a lot, especially in this town. And I know it happens up in the Atlanta metro area team because people are now posting on Twitter about, hey, this team I saw them on this weekend with this. There's no camaraderie in the AU community anymore. It's cutthroat. But, that comes down from everybody transfers now. Right. There's no camaraderie here. Let me go over here. I'm not getting away here. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to go over there. I think that filters through everything.
Yeah.
But I kind of just praise you, Coach Brooks, and Coach Wade. And I got to know Coach Wade a lot this year. When I talked to him and, they come use our gym a lot. And, that's what he first told me. He's like, if I don't get the best players, I don't care. I just want to get the players that are going to be together as a team, and we're going to build a family, we're going to do things the right way. Yeah. And I think that's why his programs really become successful. There's a lot more kids, this, that want to jump on GTS.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. I know next year, y'all are going to be even that much better than they're doing right now.
Right.
It's because they're doing it the right way.
At the end of the day, it's about foundation.
Yep.
About building foundation. So, man, let's go back to what we were talking about earlier about the summers. You know what I'm saying? Now, you can start with you, Coach, and y'all just going down with it, just piggyback off each other. What changed this summer from last summer for you as a program?
Well, I can tell you this summer, we actually got a summer. Last year, we didn't know if we were going to actually have anything with COVID.
Yeah, I forgot about the virus.
I think it was like late
But for
June.
the preparation part of it, I'm going to say that part.
Okay.
For as you sitting down, but like, last year, like I said, with the whole virus deal, but as far as you sitting down with your preparation, what was different this year?
I can tell you this because last year had a more senior heavy team. So my idea was, hey, they've been in the program for 4 years. That was the first freshman class I had through the senior, and they played well together. We might have peaked too soon, but they played really well together. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna start. I believe iron sharpens iron. I'm not gonna get a cupcake schedule. Hey, we're gonna go and play the best, and we're gonna see. We're gonna find that measuring stick all year long. Because then when you get to college, you're gonna see that.
Right.
So I want, hey, let's get better. So that last year was a little bit more. Going into us, hey, let's see if we can go here and play. Let's go play this really good team. Let's go play this really good team. Whereas this year, I lost 10 seniors and another guy. And so you're like, you know what? Let's build. So now we know where we are. Let's build with us. Let's build individual talent so we can make our team better. Because if you can't do certain stuff individually, it don't matter what play you have.
Right.
We can all be the best coaches in the world, X's and O's. But if you ain't got a Jimmy or a Joe to put that ball in the basket or stop that guy from putting the ball in the basket, it does
you
not
know how they're gonna
matter.
turn
I do
out.
not
Yeah.
care.
Makes sense.
And so that's the biggest difference from last year to this year is I took a lot more play dates off and said, look, we're going to build. Like he said, from the bottom up, let's build and get in there and build a family with it, and let's go to work.
I dig that. Coach K, man, what you do different this summer?
So, I think it's an awesome question. And I know we all didn't do much last year because of COVID.
Right.
I know what you're saying before that, but COVID really changed me a little bit in terms of it's not and this sounds maybe kind of crazy, it's not as important as a big deal as I always thought it was. I'm telling you, I was anal. I was like, these are the days we're doing it. We're doing it for 2 hours. We're doing this. We're going this play date. We're doing this. And, man, I would be so furious if people went on vacation.
Right.
I was like, I sent this to you right after the season, February.
Yeah.
Why are you going here?
Yeah.
And it's really got me to relax a little more. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm just more, all right, here's my expectation. If you're in town, you better be here. You know what I'm saying? If you're on vacation, I get it, and that's fine. And I'm more what Coach is talking about because I said the month of June, it's team. We got team practice. We're going to go to this play day, and we're going to be freaking awesome. We're going to be undefeated. We're going to show the world how we're ready to
Can't win
take
championships in the summer.
Exactly. You can't win, but I was ready to win in the summer. This is how we're going to do it. And I'm more individual now. You know what I'm saying? I still spent the first couple of weeks, but now I've already told my guys we did one play date. And it was fine. We won one game, lost two. But I said, now I got the gym open here, and I'm going to work with you more individually. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to let some other kids play on the side and let them play, but I'm going to take 2 or 3 kids, and we're going to work on – so I think that's really how I changed. It really changed me big time.
Can I jump on that real fast?
Yeah,
Hey, speaking of when you said, when the kids are here, I think a big thing is now sometimes with all sports, we try to make these one sport athletes. I think sometimes you can let a kid get a break a little bit, and that fire comes back even more. Well, my senior year in high school, I played for the winningest coach in the nation, Ron Bradley. I mean, he had over like 1,400 wins. It was ridiculous. But his biggest thing is he did 2 weeks in the summer. He did 2 weeks, but we did 8 hours during those 2 weeks.
Right.
We did it all. But after that, he said, hey, go be on vacation. When we could start back in the fall, hey, we're going to start grinding. But when we got back in the fall, we're like, you know what? I'm hungry. I'm ready to work. Because I feel like sometimes
overdo it.
Yeah, you can overdo it. And the kids are like, oh, we're going to the gym again. It gets monotonous. Hey, let's go do this. Let's go play this team. Let's do form shooting. It gets very monotonous. But if you got a fire, those kids, it's not about doing how many reps you do. It's how many great reps you do. And I feel like that when that fire is in you, those great reps, I just feel like there's so much more of it.
I mean, piggyback on what Coach Blake said, I love to read Coach and see what they do and stuff like that. Like John Wooden, which we'd all probably agree is the most legendary coach of all time. Yeah. That's what he said. I mean, he said like he's going to do like 2 weeks in the summer, and then in the season, that's when he wanted him. He wasn't going to worry about spring basketball or fall basketball. He was like, they got to have some time. They got to have some time. And he was a big component about doing other sports. I mean, at the school we're at, they got to do everything.
Right.
I don't have people just bought into just playing basketball. So I had to adjust a little bit of that because I wasn't always at a school like that, and I've adjusted. So I would say that's something
I dig that. I dig that. So Coach Brooks, man, I don't know if that's a Coach Veal question, man, but you know what I'm saying? What did y'all change for mentally, coming to this summer?
I don't think we really changed a lot. Like we do what we've been doing for the past couple of years, man. We play in June, and then they have July off, pretty much. Like they have the whole month of July to do what they want to do. Pretty much. So the whole month of June, that's ours. So like we locked in, we playing them all our play dates, everything in June, and then once the dead week comes, then we turn them loose. But the thing about it is, like with me, as far as me and this, I'm available. So like if they want to come and work on their game the whole month of July,
you're there.
I'm there.
Or sign up for AAU basketball. Sign up.
Sign
Sign up for AAU skill development, baby. We got it. We got it. Yeah. So right. So guys, listen though, man. Okay, just go more into that. Now, so just make sure I heard you guys right. So y'all feel like the summer should be more skill development than playing.
I think we do.
Yeah. I think with us it's a combination of both. Like I feel like you gotta have a healthy balance. Because if you're working on skill, you gotta know how to apply that skill into the game.
Yeah.
So if you just work on skill, you you build it, but you gotta know how you gotta apply it somewhere. You gotta have some kind of application.
I agree with Coach Brooks. I mean, I was so glad I went to a play day and we still got to play. And did some. It's just not as big a deal to me. Like I told you before, like I was so intent. I've been undefeated this summer, and I post my record during the summer to anybody I could in emails and Facebook. We're 14-2 this summer in our play. But it didn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Like even my first year here, and we were talking about a player we both coached, but Christian Copeland, like we did awesome, man. My first summer here, we went to Auburn team camp, and we went to this and that, and I almost overworked all the kids because some of them, I feel like maybe because we overworked them, we got hurt, and it's harder when a school like mine, if I get one or two hurt,
it'll change the game for you.
It changes multiple sports.
Yeah. So we were like 14-2 in the summer and only won like 6 or 7 games. Who cared? Nobody cared about
that.
Nobody
cared about none of that stuff.
Yeah.
Nobody cared about none of that
stuff. You'll see teams in the summer and you're like, man, this team's been really good in the past or whatever like that. And then you see them in the regular season. You're like, well, it's not the same team we play. We beat them in the summer. Doesn't matter. You're not game playing in the summer. You're rolling the ball out. You're saying, let's go. Let's see what we got and go. I do agree with what he's saying. I see a skill. You can apply your skill with it. I just don't want, like I said earlier, me and you were talking about, I feel like sometimes if you play too much, you can get bad habits on them because we all know when the summer, those kids, they play so much in the summer. They go from AAU to this. It feels like the games that you're losing the importance of the game. To me, the game's a test almost like that.
I'm with you.
And if you got too many tests, you're like, oh, shoot, I'll have another one tomorrow. What's the matter with this one? Okay, I failed this one, I'll do another one tomorrow. You're losing the importance of it. Now, I do think it's a happy medium, depending on the team you have, depending on what you got going. I think it's different levels with it. But I think sometimes you have to, like we talked about, you got to take it from block down.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get, hey, let's throw it out there a little bit more, just depending on the team you have.
I like that.
That's a good point.
I like that. I like that. So and it's a question, Coach. And it's crazy, man, because you kind of tapped into it earlier. You know what I'm saying? And Coach Brooks and I have talked about this before. So why do y'all think we're not producing Division I basketball players? Listen, is it genetics? Is it opportunity?
You can start first?
Whoever want it.
Well, I can tell you it's not opportunity.
Okay.
Opportunity. Colleges will find you everywhere. You can go to Callaway, you can go to Troup, you can go to colleges are going to find you wherever you are. LaGrange Academy, Lafayette Christian. If you're a Division I player, they're going to find you.
Okay.
But there's a reason there hasn't been one in this town for a long time, and it's not, I don't think it has anything to do with work ethic. I think are not the opportunity, but also I think has a little bit to do with genetics. We coached when I was coaching at LaGrange for 5 years. We had 2 guards that were phenomenal. They were really good basketball players. But when you try to get some recruiting, you say 5 first. Go look how many Division I basketball players are under 6.
Right.
It's a tough pill to swallow for kids. Yeah. Now, do I think it can happen? Yeah, I think it can, but it's also, when in math, I'm going to go a little math with it. The line of best fit, you have outliers. And the 5-footers are very few and far between that make it in D1. And it's a tough pill to swallow for a lot of kids. But also, I think to be a under 6 foot, if you're going to play at the next level, that's got to be something that's year round. You got to be perfect. I've got a small guard right now. So listen, if you're the size you are, you're going to be a 50 to 60% 3-point shooter. If you're going to look at the league right now, it's a knockdown game. It's not inside the lane anymore. It's outside. I just think, going back to, I got a little off topic right there, but I just think you gotta have somebody that's over 6'4". We went to the GACA, whatever you call it this weekend. I don't even know what the name of the thing is, but these guys, we're guarding 6'4" and 6'5" wings. Those are our post players. If you look for guys in this town right now that are over 6'3" guards, I wouldn't say there's any. There might be 1 or 2 that's at Cali. That's it. That's across the entire county.
What y'all think?
I think the reason why is because I think it starts low, like Rick. You got to train the kids. You got to train all of the kids to play all positions. Because if you want to have the at a D1 level, you got 6'3" and up. Point guard. That's point guard.
Right.
If you teaching the kid that's 6'3" to be a post player, you send them up for failure. For as far as going D1, you send them up for failure.
But let me ask you this though. But what about at their school, they have no choice because they the taller person on the team. So how you deal with that?
So if you're the taller person, you still can be skilled. You still can be skilled.
Okay, on me break you. But Coach K,
yeah.
You for example, big dog. If you got a 6'4" kid,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying, 9 times out of 10, where would you put him?
You're right. I mean, especially at our school. I mean,
Right, you see what I'm
we're
saying?
Like 5'7", the tallest.
So,
you know.
so
So
that being
big post.
said, though,
Yeah.
that being said, does that go back to opportunity?
I don't know if it's opportunity. I do agree with what he's saying. That it starts in recreation, and no shade thrown at anybody.
Right.
I
No,
like
just
I
real talk.
loved a lot of the guys that works in the rec department. Sure. But I mean, that's some training he's having. I mean, when you're playing with a girls' ball still until you're in 6th grade, and you can't press, or you have to stay in your area till you're 11 and 12, you're putting the kids behind up in the Atlanta area because they're pressing at 7 and 8. Where I'm from in Conyers, Georgia, we're pressing at 7 and 8. Now they can't press here until they're in 11, 12. Or they're in 11, 12, and they can only press in the last 2 minutes. Or once you get the ball, everyone has to rush back. You're putting kids behind. I do agree with what he said. You know, if you're a tall kid, you know, in recreation, they're going to start working on post moves. Now, if I have a tall kid that can, hopefully when he gets to me, God willing, hey, he might guard a big guy on the other team, but he's going to have the ball there. He's going to be scoring every type of way. That's my job to put them in situations depending on their skill set, if they can do it. But I love that point we're starting with recreation. I think that, you know, that's a huge thing.
So, Coach, how would you balance that, Coach K?
I mean, I kind of agree with what Coach Blake just said. I mean, I would, if I had a guy like that and he could play and do it on the floor and you know, it's just your system of philosophy. But I think the game has really changed more to guard-oriented where even teams are playing like what I call 55 out, you know what I'm saying? And offensively we could do that. But, I mean, defensively, yeah, I mean, I don't see him guarding a guard for school. I mean, he's going to have to guard the biggest guy and do that. But, I mean, I think you do bring up a good point because just looking at LaGrange, there's so much talent and athleticism around the LaGrange area. I mean, just look at – I mean, you're saying basketball, why can't we go D1? But in football, how many D1s do we have in football? I mean, I think
but you got to think about something, though. A 6'2", I'm going to say 6'3", basketball player,
no, you're right.
Yeah. On football field, he's automatically going to be considered D1.
Yeah.
So you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I mean, so that's why we got more football players because for a person who would be considered average in basketball could be a star in football because of the height. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, you get 25 scholarships in football, and you get possibly 3-4 in basketball.
That's
Division
true.
I.
That's a good point.
I mean,
too.
so when you got us, I mean, I probably had the two biggest guys here in town here recently went Division I, King Makuta and Andy Boykin, and they were 6'4" and 6'3". But that's a guard in Division I.
That's what I'm trying to say.
In Division I football, hey, that's a prototypical. Kings have a chance to play in the league.
That's what I'm talking about.
Just on that part. So that part right there, that I mean, it goes back to, I think it goes with genetics a little bit.
Right.
So we don't have, but we, like I said, I still think we got some dogs around here.
Right.
There's some dogs. Now there's some 5'8" to 5'11", 6'1" dogs.
Yeah.
And it's just people don't believe in that. They don't see it. I mean, so.
Okay. Now, just to bring what you said earlier. Well, all y'all said it earlier, actually. Okay, so you guys said, people need a break, whether it's change sports, whatever, right? So let's say Tom. Okay, Tom is 5'8". Tom want to go D1. Then do you tell Tom, like, you got to put more time in, or Tom, you got to get you a break too? But look, I'm saying this though, it can be anybody. I'm looking at you, but it can be anybody.
I'll answer.
Yeah. So, but I'm saying though, but Tom can hoop. He's not a scrub. He can go, right? So do you tell him, I mean, you got to put more time in? Everybody see what I'm trying to say?
If you want to, if Tom, because like I said earlier, outlier. If Tom's going to be an outlier, he's going to have to outwork everybody. You know, but it's going to have to be on Tom's time. It's going to have to be on Tom's decision. Because if he wants to go to that next, so I can give him a blueprint for it. But if I make him come in there and do it, it's not going to be those perfect reps. It's not going to be. He's got to have that want to be that outlier. And even if I think he said it earlier too. Even if he does the best he can be, he still has a ceiling.
Yeah.
Right.
He still has a ceiling, and you hate to say it. You know, I got about as much as I could in my body, and I'm 5'9". I said, I knew where I was peaking out.
You felt that ceiling,
I knew where the ceiling was. You know, I was raised by a coach. I know he was the first one to tell me, well, you ain't going D1.
Right.
It ain't happening. But, you know, he's got to be an outlier. That might be so the break here and there. I don't know. That's a tough
So, bro, you about to say something just then.
I think, like you said, as far as we got a 5'8" kid, he got to want it. Like, he got to be on his time. Like Coach Kraft said, he got to be on his time. Like, I'm telling him he got to be in the gym. I ain't going to make him be there. I'm going to make myself available for him. But he got to do something special. Because I look at it, if you 5'8", look how many 5'8" guards we got in the league. How many can we count?
I would say at the most Isaiah Thomas.
That's
And
it.
I don't even know if he's 5'8".
He not even league no more.
He might be
He's
5'9".
5'10". He's
5'9", 5'10". I would say none.
So if you
Okay, 5'10". We say 5'10".
Okay.
You know, I'm just saying he's not some
Yeah, we're
6'4",
going with
6'.
that.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
and when I look at it like, so I played up in New York, and I had a teammate. So he played in like one of the top leagues in New York, and he said that it was a guy named Irvin Walker, played at Florida. He was like 5'8". He said that was the hardest person he had to guard. He said because Irv was first lightning quick. He said, but Irv could pull up from half.
Wow.
Like he pulling up from deep. And I feel like if you short, you got to be something special. Like you got to be athletic. You got to be able to shoot. You got to be able to hit the pull up. You got to be awesome in pick and roll. Like I feel like you got to have all of that. And you got to be pretty much a freak of nature just about. Highly skilled. Like you got to be different to be if you're going to be 5'8" and trying to go.
So,
D1.
okay, so coming from, okay, so you're 5'8", 5'10" type kid, right? So for you to get noticed, do you got to be a scorer? Like the scoring got to be your thing. Like can a kid, like for example, can a kid who's not a big time scorer, but he may got some great defense, or maybe an assist person, can they get noticed from a D1 school without scoring?
Well, I think it goes back to what he said earlier. If you're going to be whatever you're going to be, if you're going to be good at something, you're going to be great at it. And if you're going to be that short, it's not great. You're going to be perfect at it. Yeah. And whatever your specialty is, let me get J.J. Frazier played at Georgia, came from a small school in South Georgia, small private school, but he was perfect at a high pick and roll pull up. He could shoot it from half court. He could shoot on it, and he was perfect at shooting.
But that goes back to he was a scorer.
Yeah, I know.
So I'm saying
he's perfect at that. Yes.
Right. So, but it seemed like to me, again, you guys help me out on this. It seemed like to me to get noticed, you got to be a scorer.
You got to put the ball in the basket. And you got to have another intangible. If you that short, you got to put the ball in the basket. But you got to also be, I feel like you also got to be you got to have a great motor. You got to control the team. You got to know how to run a system. I feel like you got to know how to play in a system real well. Really, really well if you at 5'8", you trying to go D1.
I say my problem is, and something I've tried to change is I got a Troup is, and it's something around town. D1 or bust. That's not true.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't
So many
believe in
different
I don't
levels.
believe in D1 or bust because I know a lot of guys that I play in Division III that are playing overseas and have a really good career right now, making a lot of money. And I think it's that D1. Hey, well, don't let basketball. Use basketball to get your education, and then if you have an opportunity to go and do it overseas, brother, I think I didn't mean to knock on the D1 question, but I think the 5'8" guys going D1 is far and few between. If there's a good 5'8" guard, 5'9" guard, he can go and play D3. He doesn't have to be a scorer. He can be a complete ball player and have a chance. I think there's different areas, different places, different homes for certain athletes. So you know what? This is your best fit. This is your best fit here. Because, a lot of people around here send people JUCO. They do this and this. If you get a chance to go to four-year school where it's D1, D2, D3, NIA, take it.
Take it.
Because if you're this small, like we're saying, you're going to have to go in your freshman and sophomore year, build a relationship with a coach, understand what you said with the system, get great at the system, then build. By your junior, senior year, you're performing. I mean, I think that's huge with understanding where you're at and say, you know what, you might not be D1, but you can have a very successful career at D2, D3, NAI, where all these different other areas, and say, you know what, I don't have to be just square. I can be a complete ball player, and somebody's going to see me.
I like that.
Hey, I want to
go ahead.
switch the question. So we talking about 5'8", but let's get to the 6'4", 6'5" big men.
Okay.
That we like. That's the mold right there. 6'4", 6'5" big man. So I'm gonna say it like this. I went and watched McEachern play.
Okay.
Right. So
Okay.
they played Mayfair. I think it was like 2 years ago. They played in Mayfair. They had two of the top talents in college, just about. You had Sharif Cooper.
Okay.
And you had Josh Christopher. Josh Christopher is 6'5", athletic freak, and can play on all three levels. Biggest player on their team. When I went and watched the game, he was playing the 5. He was playing the 5 on defense and playing the 1 through 4 on offense. Scoring on all three levels. So I think if you get that kid at 6'4", 6'5", gotta train him on all three levels if you want him to be D1. All three levels, not just post up, not just mid range.
But okay, that sounds good. But I'm saying, do you guys have time to do that? Look, listen what I'm trying to say now, right? You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, you got to get them X and O's.
Yep, I totally agree with that.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So, you know what I mean? Do you guys actually have time to get that 6'4", 5" guy, whatever, to, you know what I mean, to do stuff up top, to practice that type of stuff?
I think it's got to be internally for them. They want to do it, and they got to do it so a lot on their own. I mean, I feel like you talk to any person that's been successful, it's what they do on their own in their own time, not just with the coach. Like you're saying, we got to have our X and O's. There's so much that coaches put in and do for a whole team, not just for one individual.
Right.
But I mean, it goes back to summertime. If they really want that, I mean, I know I'm there to help them. I can tell, just talking to Coach Blake, he's there to help them work on that. But when you get in season and stuff, you got to work on your team development. You only got an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, and you don't have that time to do that individual stuff to do all those phases.
And I think it has a little bit to do with, I mean, because how many assistant coaches do you have?
0.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying.
Right.
It's a little,
It's me,
like,
myself, and
whereas with me, I think I have. Well, next year I got 4.
I had one this year. This is the
So
first time
I mean,
had an
saying,
assistant.
and you coach 3 or 4 other sports as well.
Right.
Hats off to you. I mean, I'll give you some love there because being a head coach of 1 is a lot. Being a head coach of 3 or 4 is a whole nother level.
Yeah.
But whereas at Troup, I've got 3 or 4 guys to help out with us. 2 of them play college basketball. So I mean, we've got guys. They say, if you want to come and work, we can give you a blueprint. It's on you.
It's on
but here's
you,
the thing: is we're going to hold you accountable. And if you want to be there and you want to work, we got you. I guarantee you, there's not many that can say that we got 4 or 5 assistants that can do that. Yep. And I have a buddy that coaches at LaGrange College. He don't have a 1 assistant coach. He don't have a GA or nothing. I said, heck, I got more coaches than you do.
He in college.
And he's at college.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. It's about opportunity sometimes.
Right. So, okay, y'all. So I'm going to shift a little bit. You know what I mean? Let's talk about the conversation. I mean by that, with parents. You know what I'm saying? When do you, because at the end of the day, I'm a parent. We all, for the most part, think our kid is here. Right? You know what I'm saying? So how do y'all handle that conversation with the parent? Because at the same time, parents also don't like for you maybe to get into their kid's stuff. You know what I mean? So how do y'all handle that as coaches?
All right, so for me, as far as I break it down to them like this. D1, all right, so say you have a Division I team. Because we tackling the question on that kid going D1 or being that guy, right? So I look at it like this. D1, you got a team full of D1. You got D1 roster, right? Okay, so if you graduate 3 people, how many scholarships open up? 3. That's all you got. You got 3 scholarships. So your kid got to be that. And he ain't competing with just LaGrange. He ain't competing with just Georgia.
No. In terms of playing for the Grangers.
Playing for the Grangers.
Okay? You know what I'm saying? What's that conversation with the parent? The reason why Jimmy's not playing. You know what I'm saying? He playing 5 minutes a game instead of 25 minutes a game. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure parents get upset. So what's that conversation like for that part? You know what I mean?
That's a tough question, right?
Yeah. So anybody, Coach K, Coach Blake, anybody want to
Go
do
ahead
first?
first. What you do?
I've met with, over my 5 years so far, meeting with parents. I think it was 2 my first year, none my second and third year. Met with 1 or 2 last year. But my biggest thing, even when I played, I always said I want honesty. And in my parent meeting, I tell them up front, hey, I'm gonna be very blunt with you. And sometimes you might call me a name, and that's fine. But I'm telling you right now, this is how I'm gonna be. You can either be on board with it, or guess what? You can go somewhere else. And I'm very upfront with it, and I'm fine with it. And I tell kids, hey, this is how it is.
Right.
And I don't want to sugarcoat it because I think all you're doing is setting them up for failure later in life because you're not just gonna get something. And they say, well, what can they do to get better? And I say, well, they can work on this, this, and this. But just because they work on it doesn't mean they're going to get playing time. Because you got Jimmy or Joe over there. Don't ever say names. I just talk about with their own kid. But I say they're going to be working. So as they're building their game up, I'm hoping this kid's building their game up. He's going to have to work doubly hard to get there. And sometimes kids have to, I tell the parents, sometimes your role isn't to be the star. Everybody wants their kid and the 4 of the best players to play. It's not son and the 4 of the best players to play. No, that's not your son's role. Your son's role on this team this year, it might be the 6th or 7th man. When I graduate, 6, 7, 8, however many minutes, your kid might go from this role to a starter to a star role. And that's part of trusting that process. You know what? You're not going to get everything you want right away. I mean, if you look at college, right, look at the transfer portal. People aren't holding kids accountable. Oh, I'm going. I'm going to transfer.
Right.
I'm going to go.
Right.
And I think that being very upfront with those parents so they know, well, I don't like Coach Kraft. Okay.
Right.
Coach Kraft's not changing. I'm going to still be here. I'm going to be the same person. I'm going to hold your kid accountable. And it's very upfront with me. And it might leave, say, you know what, it's all love. I love you. I love your kid. If you need something, I'm there. And I have had parents, and they've let mad as heck at me.
Right.
But guess what? I ain't changing.
You ain't changing. Stick to your guns.
Yeah. I mean,
Coach K?
I kind of just agree with Coach Black. I think a lot of the coaches are probably the same way, but and that is a good question, you know, especially because it's always about playing time. And I mean, how many times do you have those conversations at the beginning of the year? One thing I'm not going to talk to you about is playing time.
Right.
But what do we think they want to talk about? They want to talk about playing time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you're still not going to talk about what you're going to talk about. But I try to say this. This is my first thing. I say there's 1 or 3 reasons your kid is playing or not playing. I mean, I said this is the toughest one to understand is I don't believe in by me being in practice. I'm the coach, and I've been doing this for 20 plus years. I feel like I have an idea and I understand the game and know who should play and not play. I don't think he's as good as Johnny is. And I know as a parent, you'll never think that your son is not as good as Johnny is. And I understand that. And I love you for that. And I want you to tell your kid at home that he's better than Johnny because how is he going to get better than Johnny if you don't believe he's better than Johnny? You know what I'm saying? They can't go home and do that. So I said, it's going to be hard for us to have a clear discussion. I said, just like he said, I'm going to be brutally honest with you sometimes. You might not want to hear it. I said, number 2 reason might be he's not doing what he's supposed to be doing. It could be academically, it could be on the court, and if they're not doing it, they're not going to play. That is a conversation I'll have with you as a parent. Like, this is why he's not playing. This is what he's doing. Or a third could be, you know, some kind of eligibility rule. You know, he didn't follow a rule. He got suspended or he got academic. I said, those are 1 or 3 reasons he's not going to play. And so I pretty much say I'm not going to talk. One thing I'm not going to talk about is playing time, but there's obviously gray area there, and that's why I talk about that.
Do you have like I know at Troup I have don't after 24 hours.
Yes.
You're going to give me a 24-hour rule. Don't come to me after game want to talk. Because my highs, I mean, people know who I coach. I'm all up and down. I coach.
They're going to say things, and you're going to say things.
Yeah, you come and talk to me after a win. If we win, you come and talk about playing time. I'm going to go off on even more because now you're telling me your kid's above the team. Exactly. You talk to me after a loss, I'm probably going to go off on you because we just lost and I thought we should have won.
Exactly.
Right. I mean, so I didn't know if you had like a...
Yeah, you're right. 24 hours rule, and I've had this conversation before too, because it's a lot harder when you lose. Obviously, I mean, you're telling me my son's not better than that. I saw him turn the ball over.
Right.
I am telling you. You know what I'm saying? What he's done in practice and what he's done in practice, he's proven more. Did he have it that night? Nope. But he's given me confidence by what he's done in practice that I'm gonna put him in and play him to give him that opportunity. You know, so and that's tough, and it's tough for parents. I say, I love you for believing your son's better. Man, you got to build him up. But and like Coach said, I'll talk to him. This is what he needs to do. This is what he needs to do to get better and get more playing time.
I dig that.
I think it's another question that should be asked instead of like, why am I not getting playing time? I think it's what are you doing to make the coach trust you out there on the court? Like what are you doing to prove? And are you proving this over and over and over again that you deserve to be on the court?
On the court.
Like, what are you doing every day that says, all right, coach, I deserve to be on the court? Like, that's the question the kids need to ask themselves. Like, what am I doing to prove to coach that he needs to play me?
I think that, I mean, I can think of a couple examples. I had, a kid that's playing college football right now was one of my top 3 players for 3 years.
Wow.
I mean, but he never started a game for me. Never started a game for him. But I knew when he came to the game, he was a gamer.
You know what it was.
But he wasn't going to start because he gave me 60% this day, 80% this day, 90% that day. Well, guess what? I wouldn't change it. And he understood, you know what, this is what I'm going to get. I understand my role. Coach Kraft, you got to bring it. If you're going to be in the top 5, you got to bring it every day. You got to be that dog every single day. And it's like he's just said right there, what am I doing? People think coaches want to lose.
Right.
Nah.
I'm gonna put the 5 up there. I trust.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I trust you. What are you doing to gain my trust? You don't think I want to go home and lose? No, man. I want to go out and I want to have a good time because I won.
Because you won.
And I want to put the 5 that I trust. But what are you doing to gain my trust? I think that's what you're talking about there. But I think some people want to say, hey, well, that kid or that coach don't like me. That coach
ain't got nothing to do with that.
Ain't got nothing to do with the coach. What are you doing?
Yeah. Yeah, but it's the outside. But y'all listen, man. Listen, I can talk to y'all guys all day long, man. But you know what I'm saying? We're going to come back for a second series of this, man, because more things I want to talk about, man. But listen, y'all, thank y'all for coming tonight, for showing the love. You know what I'm saying? Kane said, man, yo, anything y'all want to leave to the people before we go? We can start with you, Brooks, and work our way down.
All right, we got AAU training.
Okay. Shouts out to AAU,
We got
man.
AAU training, man.
Yeah.
We got a high school group on Monday, Wednesdays,
Yeah.
Tuesday, Thursdays. We got middle school group, and then Saturday, Sunday we elementary school. So y'all check it out on the app.
Check it out.
On the-
Well, elementary about to be Friday and Saturday.
Yeah.
Friday and
Saturday.
Y'all check it out, man. I like that. He the man. Gonna tell y'all that. Coach K, you want to leave us on?
I just want to leave. Thank you for having us
Yeah,
and doing
most
this,
definitely.
man. You're so great for this community and everything.
Appreciate
you
it,
do.
big dog. Appreciate
and
it,
we're
man.
talking about success and everything like that, and it's people who do things behind the scenes and hard work. And I know you're going to be successful because that's what you do, and that's just what I want to leave with is do that.
Appreciate it. That's it, man.
You got to outdo, like, we talked about size and height, talking about 5'8", how you can make a D1. You got to outwork everybody else.
I like
you know
it.
what I'm saying? So
I
that's
like
what I
it.
really want to just emphasize is just outwork.
Outworking
But if you
everybody.
love it, man, if you love it, you're gonna do that and outwork it. And that,
Man, I
that's how you
love
gotta
it,
get
man.
So, yeah.
Coach Crowd, what you got?
Man, it was awesome talking ball. I like sometimes just sitting here and just talking
Just
ball.
talking, man.
You know, we're all probably about to leave here and go watch the Hawks here.
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah,
That's right.
yeah.
I'm glad you
yeah.
about should have. I was sitting
That's
here looking
right.
at my phone.
Yeah, check
I'm
it
like,
out,
we got
right?
that.
Yeah.
Hey, but no, I mean, it's talking about what he said, jumping on his back a little bit. You know, hey, shout out to Kane, man, with
Appreciate
everything
it.
you do. If you look,
Appreciate
if y'all could see the wall that's right there, the
Yeah.
athletes that you help be a part of. You know, like we say, it takes a village.
Take a village, man.
It takes a village,
Most
and
definitely.
not one person. You're here. I mean, it's everything, and what you've done for the community, I think, speaks volumes. I mean, I came here and the first thing I said, man, that's new basketball goal.
Right.
I said, we got you. I love it.
Appreciate it, man.
You know, I want to say it to the student athletes, the athletes out there, and I said student first because he said it as well.
Yeah.
You know, your grades got to come first.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you got to trust. You got to trust whatever process you want to be a part of. You got to grind. You got to
like that.
grind, man.
I like that.
Go Tigers.
Oh, you heard him. That's what's up. Yo, everybody, thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of KaneSaid. Listen, man, y'all know my slogan. The fame is free, but the grind costs, baby. Yeah.
Zip them up.
Zip them up.